might go orange. Here we go. I think I got it. Morning all, and no, your eyes do not deceive you. I was in fact up for sunrise this morning. Long-time viewers of this channel will know that I don't do very well with sunrise, which as a photographer is not ideal. I feel much chirpier than I was a few hours ago when I got in the car at 5:30 AM. Oh. So this morning I'm at a place called... Yeah, and over there are some castle ruins called... I just realised I should probably give some context as to why it's such a surprise to see me out at sunrise. Ooh, slippy. I hate early mornings. Early mornings and chasing invoices are the two things that I despise about being a photographer. I reckon the only reason you should have to be up before 6 AM is because you're catching a flight or you've got food poisoning. In fact, they should just scrap all the flights that take off before 9 as well, to make sure the only reason you should be up in the middle of the night basically is because you're ill. Right, I've got a plan, kind of. I'm going to follow the A5, which sort of runs along North Wales away from the coast through the mountains, and well, just see where I fancy exploring, really. I mean, to be honest, as far as today goes, trying to get here for sunrise was as far ahead as I thought about, so this feels like progress. Also, unrelated side note, this mug container thing I only ever drink coffee out of, but this morning in my sleepy days I put tea in it and it tastes vile. Right, what else can I moan about before I hit the road? Oh yeah, so for anyone that cares, and nobody cares, but I'm going to say it anyway, my Rode VideoMic Pro is currently in the microphone hospital, so I'm back to using this thing, this VideoMic Go, which isn't a terrible microphone. I mean, I can't remember if I've said any of this before in videos, but this wind muff is completely pointless because if wind gets in the back here, then it completely ruins the sound anyway. So I've had to put another muff on the back, but I couldn't find one that was the same colour, so I just look like a bit of an idiot. On the plus side, the audio in this video shouldn't sound like I recorded it with a potato, so there's that. Right, quick pit stop on a random road to take a picture of these pretty dead trees behind me. Not these ones here, the ones behind them. I thought it'd make for quite a nice fill the frame composition. Probably my favourite compositioning technique, that, filling the frame. Works quite well in the mountains and cities. Oh, still got my coat on. Just waiting for cars. I'm hoping for like a Land Rover Defender or something really rural at some point, but no luck yet. This is called Horseshoe Pass because the road starts winding down there and then ends just behind us. Well, it doesn't end, it carries on, but that's the horseshoe bit. And, oh, here we go. Right, fast forward 2 hours and I've driven into the mountains about 50 miles. That took about an hour, and the other hour I was having lunch. Had a tuna mayo sandwich, but we didn't have any mayo, so it's just tuna. It's quite dry. Anyway, I'm in a place called Trivan. Not really a place actually, a mountain called Trivan, which you can see just sloping just to the corner there. Did a video there in April, maybe last year. It was like the first warm day of 2017 and I was loving it, just in shorts and t-shirts. Today I literally can't count how many layers I've got on. I mean, well I could. Six layers. So I'm going to walk around this lake called Ogwen. This lake's called Ogwen. There's Trivan, and yeah, just going to walk around here and hopefully take some nice photos. I've already taken 1,200 images today. I mean, I am bracketing by 5 exposures, but that's still quite a lot of data, so that'll be fun to import. I need to stop taking so many photos of sheep. It's getting a bit ridiculous. I think the problem is that I like to come out and take photos on my own and videos on my own because it's just easier, and I don't know, yeah, it just complicates things less. But the problem fighter jets are about. They always fly through this valley, and in fact I've been at the top of Trivan before when they've flown below the mountain. And it always looks pretty cool, but I can't see them today. Must not be flying as low. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, pictures of sheep. So yeah, I like coming out and taking pictures and filming alone because it means I can just get on with it and concentrate. But the problem with that is that I don't have a ready-made subject. Like I don't have a person to put in foregrounds or midgrounds to make the landscape more interesting. I mean, I can't really moan. The landscape's quite interesting, but it's always more interesting if you've got a little person with a brightly coloured coat or something. So for now, I shall carry on taking photos of sheep. No, the horses aren't playing ball. They wouldn't even sign their model releases. Unbelievable. And I've got very wet knees now, trying to crouch down to take a photo. Here's an example of the sort of thing I was going for. If you just imagine that the horse had popped its head up, then you'd have like the snow in the background and it would have been lovely, but no. They're selfish. So far in this video, I feel like I've moaned about everything from sunrises to a lack of mayonnaise in my sandwich, which, I mean, is very me. I'm a very moany person, but I'm just sort of wondering, on days like this when I'm just out and about with my camera and I happen to film it, on the off chance that I think it'll make a half decent video, I guess I'm just wondering what you might like to hear about. You know, would you want to hear more about my camera settings, or would you want to know what I had for breakfast too, or would you want to know more about the places I'm at? Yeah, I'm just curious, because it'd be good to make these videos better. I mean, for those of you that have been around this channel for a long time, you'll know that I talk way too much. I always get to the puddles when I'm talking. I just want to make sure I'm talking about things that you actually care about and not just talking more nonsense than usual. This walk is a lot longer than I thought it was. I thought I'd be back by now. I'm about 30% done. Right. Woo! So yesterday I bought these gloves, and I spent far too much money on them considering all they are is gloves. But they're waterproof and windproof, and they're super cozy and warm. Unfortunately, I didn't spend as much money on socks, and as a consequence I can't feel my toes. Anyway, I've just thought of something that I can talk about in this particular video, and that is emails. So back in the day when I was watching loads of different YouTube channels before I started a YouTube channel, and I was watching people with much bigger audiences than me, they always used to complain, not always, but sometimes they'd complain on videos that they were swamped with emails from people who watched their videos and who wanted help with things or answers on various things, and they'd say that they just didn't have the time to get in touch with people. And I remember always thinking, how many of your audience actually email you? Like, surely, like, I watch YouTube videos all the time and I don't email people. Like, how many people do? Anyway, fast forward to now, and basically I'm finding that I'm in the same boat. I mean, I don't have a huge audience. We're just a tiny little community really at the moment, but yeah, as honoured as I am that some of you feel that I can help you in some way and therefore you email me, I'm finding that I just don't have the time to get back to you, which makes me feel rubbish. It makes me feel really rude and ungrateful of your attention, and yeah, I don't like it. And the problem that I've got is that this YouTube channel at the moment doesn't really earn me any money. Like, it maybe breaks even. I make a bit of money from AdSense, and that maybe pays for the costs of making videos and stuff, but outside of that it doesn't, you know, I don't really turn a profit from YouTube, and therefore there's only a certain amount of time that I can really dedicate to doing videos because I need to pay my bills, I need to be doing other jobs and stuff. And so any time that I spend answering those emails is time that I'm not spending making videos, which means that over time I stand even less chance of making money from YouTube, and therefore I spend less chance of being able to dedicate much more time to this channel as I want to do going forward. And I don't have an answer to that. I don't really know how to tackle it. Some people have said to me, like, super kindly, that they wouldn't mind there being some kind of place where they could donate like a pound or like a couple of dollars or something every so often to help make these videos, which is so nice. But I've always had sort of really mixed feelings about things like Patreon. I've always been one of those people that sort of just expected everything on the internet to be free, and so therefore using a service like that makes me feel a bit uneasy. But I don't know, for people watching these videos who really like them and feel they could benefit from more content, or from me doing things like photo critiques or more Q&As, or getting guaranteed answers to emails or downloads of my images, like all that kind of stuff. I don't know if that would be of interest to people, and if that was of interest to people, then that could potentially free up lots more time for me to be able to work on things on this YouTube channel. Now, there are probably those among you thinking to yourselves, well, why don't you just bide your time and wait and see if your channel grows, and then if it does, then you can dedicate more time to it. And that's completely a fair point. To be honest, that's where most of my head is at the moment. But I just have this nagging feeling about all these emails that I'm having to ignore, that I don't want to ignore. I think I'm just trying to work out how best I can help people and how best I can dedicate time to be able to help people. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really expect to have an answer on that by the time I get back to the car park, but maybe in the next couple of weeks or something I'll be able to come back to you with what I think might be some kind of solution, and maybe see what you think of it, and if you're one of those people that you think could benefit from more stuff, maybe see what you think of it, and we can go from there. But yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge that I really appreciate all forms of support, whether it's asking me for advice or just watching my videos, liking my videos, commenting on them, whatever it is. I really, really appreciate it, and I just want to find a way where I can show appreciation more, either in more time spent making the videos, or answering your questions, or any of the other things that I was talking about before. Yeah, anyway, back to the walk. I tell you what, there aren't many things that make me feel as energised as a day in the mountains. Oh, I don't think I'm supposed to be down here. I'm way off the path, but they'll never find me. It's not like I've got a bright orange jacket on, is it? Oh no. I'm just trying to think about whether or not to stick around for Blue Hour. It's about an hour and a half away, and the mist looks like it's going to get quite good, so it might make for quite atmospheric images. The biggest problem I've got at the moment is that I don't have a head torch with me, and I'm not the biggest daredevil. It's also absolutely freezing. Should probably bear that in mind. I've just thought of something that'll make a bit of a mockery of me talking about head torches and stuff. You know how on YouTube now, like if you watch a couple of videos, then your recommended list will just be pretty much all videos that are like that. Well, this week I watched a couple of videos about climbing Everest, and as interested as I was in it, it very quickly became clear to me that I'm not going to be climbing Everest anytime soon. I just have not got the minerals for it. But it did make me think about Everest Base Camp and doing that climb, which I think would make for obviously awesome images, and I think it'd be quite good fun to do for this channel. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be anytime soon, but it's a pretty cool thought. Everest Base Camp, just stood looking up at Everest rather than Trivan. As much as I love Trivan, it's not Everest. Okay, Blue Hour is a no-go, I think. My cards are full, my batteries are empty, my stomach's empty. I've been on the go since 5:30 this morning. I'm going to go home and start editing these images with a beer, I think. Thank you very much for watching. I think this has been quite a random video, but I appreciate you watching all the same. If you've got any ideas, like I was talking about before, of things I should be talking about in these videos. Where's the exposure still? Come on. Yeah, if you've got any ideas of the sorts of things I should be talking about in these videos. Oh, and also, if you could let me know if you think you've got any solutions for how I could spend more time helping you, if you feel like you could use my help without bankrupting myself, then that'd be really great too. And on that note, I'll see you next time. The sun's just come out. Oh, I've still got my coats on.